when Joseph Stalin was drawing up the boundaries of the newly created Soviet republics.
Before it was populated exclusively by Azerbaijani people in Soviet times, but at the end of the Soviet Union, check it out, and check out these abandoned, oh yeah, I'm gonna say it, abandoned Soviet boats, obviously. And back in Soviet days, you take out one of these Soviet boats, bye-bye abandoned Soviet beach resort with awesome Soviet boats. Look what I found. It appears to be a legitimately abandoned Soviet hotel. We're inside it. An abandoned Soviet hotel. Across the Soviet Union. Look at this old Soviet decor. Wow, look at it. Painted the ceiling. Fancy, fancy. Maybe you had to pay extra for that. What's the bathroom like? What's the Soviet bathroom like? Oh, someone's nicked this. Oh, no they haven't. Oh my God, there's a Soviet sink. The Russian Soviet Republic, the entirety of the Soviet Union. And so now, in a post-Soviet world, well, we've come to the top of the pass, here to the old Soviet-built. You know you're in a provincial former Soviet town when you see the old Lada taxis. Just says Soviet Union, doesn't it? Whoa, what's that? It's an abandoned Soviet hotel! Big old Soviet monstrosity, wow, and slippery. Нормально. Старый советский гостиница, наверное. What an old Soviet hotel was like. But I've looked everywhere and I can't find anything even remotely Soviet. They've got rid of it all. Wow, oh, it's over there. I think I see the Soviet structure. But I have found what I think is the beginning of the brutal Soviet structure. These are the stairs to it. Let's get up them. You've got old Tallinn, Soviet Tallinn, new Tallinn. Oh my God, I pulled a hamstring. I pulled a fucking hamstring. I pulled a hamstring on the Soviet steps. Why did the Soviets build this big, huge building monstrosity? I'm glad that we found this, the Soviet monstrosity of Tallinn. Finally, we're getting to the Soviet Estonia, Tondi. I've been told that there's an abandoned Soviet prison down on the shores of the Baltic Sea. However, then, when the Soviets took over, they turned it inevitably into a prison. And then the Soviets re-invaded, and it continued being a prison all throughout the Soviet period. Wishing that they were out there somewhere, instead of behind these old rusty bloody things the Soviets built. You have to get inside the abandoned Soviet prison. It's a Soviet prison. Oh my God, oh my God. A Soviet prison sink, the ultimate. Well, this really is a Soviet cell. You've got the Soviet prison basin. And then here, you've got the Soviet prison toilet. But by Soviet prison sink. Soviet landslide. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, I was worried on this journey to Estonia that I wouldn't find any, well, let's say Soviet architecture. But passing through the villages and the towns of east of Estonia, well, I don't need to worry, because look what we're greeted by, a nice old Soviet train station. I've got to go to a town called Sillamäe, which is, well, the most Soviet of Estonian Soviet towns. Wow, we've got off to a good Soviet start in eastern Estonia. Хорошо. О, интересно, советский. О, уже заброшенный магазин. If you look on a map printed inside the Soviet Union, you'll be very hard-pressed to find the town of Sillamäe marked on it. And that's because in Soviet times, Sillamäe was a closed town. Under Stalin, they built this town in neoclassical Soviet architectural style. Well, that's a mouthful. A little piece of the Soviet Union still remains.
Но, в принципе, это советский город, можно так сказать.
Да. If you were a resident of Sillamäe, in Soviet times, you weren't allowed to leave the city. Wow, what a Soviet city.
Нормально, красивый, советский, конечно.
Советский, да.
Yeah.
In the past, in Soviet days, Vivikona was a mining town. And then with the end of the Soviet Union, The wallpaper from Soviet days. Flag holders where on May Day and celebrations, it would have been the red Soviet flag would have flown from. What was once the village school, built in 1954 with the Soviet star above it. There, you can see it's written in Russian. This is the old Soviet bus station of the town. Wow, you can imagine there would have been Soviets coming and going. And all on these walls of these government buildings and apartment buildings will have been Soviet slogans. The Estonians suffered greatly under the Soviet invasion. A part of the former Soviet Union, well, 30 years after the fall of the Soviet Union, seeing some abandoned Soviet stuff up the old Soviet ladder. I don't know, you don't open up easily to outsiders, but you do have wonderful Soviet steps. It's been one of my favourite trips in the former Soviet republics. Wow, this is pre-Soviet. And then eventually, when the Soviets had it, they made it into a closed city. That's the old Soviet shop before, you can see. Hey, привет. It's an old Soviet, well, an old Soviet mural of some sort here. Insignia of the Soviet Union, long worn off. The Soviet history of Poldiski. The last of the Soviet nuclear submarine sailors packed up and went home. Now I've got to tell you something. That Lisovo used to be called Pionirska Station after the Soviet pioneer movement. But at the end of the old Soviet Union, they eradicated everything that was to do with the Soviet Union here in Ukraine. And so it's now called Lisovo. Let's go and check it out. Looks epic. Old Soviet sign. Ho, 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 ho. Listen, normally on my travels, I'm showing you abandoned Soviet buildings. So I thought we'd jump on a bus and we'd go and check it out. And it might be lovely and not Soviet. So, Soviet clock. Soviet sign. What a wonderful Soviet city we just arrived in. Look at the Soviet buildings. Ooh. So Soviet. But we're not gonna talk about Soviet stuff because we've come here to do something different. Oh, look, a nice sex shop. Guys, I know I said we're not going to look at anything Soviet, but I have just seen an epic Soviet mosaic, and you don't pass a Soviet mosaic, my God, look at the snow. You don't pass a Soviet mosaic without investigating properly. Cheburashka, one of the most popular cartoon characters of the Soviet Union, and look at his little cheeky face with his big ears. So, yeah. Interesting to think about things a little bit further back than Soviet times. And I discovered that about 50 miles to the south of Kiev, apparently, there's an old Soviet space museum that's hot. We're going to find some transport, head south, and check out a Soviet space museum in a village, in a church. Going to be awesome. Hopefully, let's do it. Whoa, almost fell over. A marshrutka is the quintessential post-Soviet form of travel. Look, we discovered, randomly, a pet cemetery. Look at this. A Soviet pet cemetery, maybe. I'm fogging up. I've always wanted to go to Chernigivsk station because it's got the most amazing yellow Soviet tiles on the platform. So, yeah, let's go and stroke some yellow tiles in Chernigivsk. Exciting. Half the buildings in the former Soviet Union were actually covered in, like, bathroom tiles. Anyway, I like them. And there's an old Soviet bench. Well, guys, my bus to Pereyaslav is right here. But we're going to miss it because I've just seen the world's greatest Soviet mosaic. Check it out. Or we should go and check it out. Wow. A Soviet mosaic. Wow, watch out. See you later, Pereyaslavians. We're going to check out this instead. Wow, check it out. That's one of the coolest Soviet mosaics I've seen. Right, let's jump on the bus to Pereyaslav and go check out a Soviet space museum. But I can't go without showing you quickly the Soviet bus station I discovered here on the way back. Can't believe I didn't check it before. Because it's got Soviet chairs. Let's sit in a Soviet chair for a second, just appreciate the Sovietness. And also, it's got an old Soviet map up there of all the towns and villages that a region you can go to. Check it out. We almost missed the Soviet bus station of this town. I mean, that would have been sacrilege to Soviet adventurizing. Anyway, I'm off to Kiev. Off to bed. See you guys later. Да, поехали! Давай, давай, давай! Wow, look at the yellow, lovely yellow Soviet tiles. Wow. What a Soviet station. Soviet lights, wow. Lisa, this is too young to remember the Soviet times. We're going up ahead. Oh, wow, what's this building on the corner? I see something strange and Soviety. Wow, look at it. It's all weird and Soviet and just it's built on like, what they call circles? Circles, 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 circles all the way to the top. Wow, that is a real old Soviet bit of architecture. Postmodern Sovietness. Yes? I don't know what, don't tell Lisa, but I don't know what postmodern means. Check it out, the soldiers, the Soviet soldiers defending the Rodina, the motherland. Many of the Soviet mosaics have either been torn down or just neglected and left to fall into disrepair, and begin our journey on the hunt for some Soviet Ukrainian mosaics. We just missed our train, but doesn't matter because look what we have here. Some beautiful yellow Soviet tiles. So Soviet. And a lovely Soviet bench. I think this journey across Ukraine is going to be rather Soviet. Let's hope so. Amazing architecture that the Soviets built. Well, probably German prisoners of war, to be fair. But anyway, yeah. When the Soviet Union collapsed, and journalists were predicting that Ukraine would go on to be the most successful of the former Soviet states. It's positioned in Europe. It had a huge industrial base built up from the Soviet times. It has great farmland. It fed the Soviet Union pretty much in Ukraine. We found it. That was easy. It's around the corner from a bloody hotel. Check it out. Check it out. The big old Soviet mosaic. It says 1283 to 1983. A big old Soviet mosaic. The history that this country has seen from the Scythians, from the Mongol invasion, and then changing hands between Poles and Russian empires and Swedish empires, and then the Soviets. Well, you never know what you're going to find when you've got 2 hours to kill in Rivne. Well, look what I found. It's a flipping Soviet mosaic. I think I need a stiff drink after spending the last 4 hours driving through towns and villages that consisted of nothing but crumbling Soviet-built architecture and infrastructure. Старый советский мозаика, не знаете?
Данила Галицького 2.
Где наш мозаика советский? We are Soviet mosaic hunting in the provinces, in a larder.
I got so excited when I saw the Soviet mosaic that I've only ever seen on Google Images, and now it's almost in front of me. Let's go and check it out and talk about it. Then, of course, the Soviet army on their way to Berlin. The rebirth of Ukraine, the Soviet Union after the Second World War. Something you don't often see on a mosaic, a Soviet one, is the name of the person and the date when he created it. Wow, think how many people have walked out of that railway station to pass the Soviet stars and celebrities. A word that every Soviet citizen knew because Moldavanka was the capital of the Jewish mafia in the Soviet Union. The mosaic I wanted to show you here in Odessa is not a very impressive one. It's only a little Soviet mosaic up there. Wow, look at it. How awesome. How sweet. I'd love to have a Soviet mosaic on the side of my Khrushchevka. Lucky buggers that live here. Let's go up there and I'll show you the real Sovietness. Wow, but look at this. A Soviet stained glass window. Check out the pot plants. You know you're in a provincial Soviet hotel when you have random pot plants. Check them out. Look at the wonderfulness of the Soviet hotel room. Soviet floor. Now I know what you're thinking. Enough of the fridge, enough of the bed, enough of the flipping TV, and the little chair and table. Show us what we came here for. Show us the real stuff. Show us the bathroom. Let's check it out. Et voila, a Soviet bathroom. Check it out. You got a Soviet toilet. You've got a Soviet sink. You got a Soviet whatever that is, and a Soviet bath with a Soviet shower. And I flipping like it. I've paid 15 quid and I've travelled back 30 years, 40, 50 years to the Soviet Union in search of what I believe is the ultimate Soviet mosaic. Let's do it. What a Soviet beauty. Wow, all of this whole complex here. These Soviet apartments are just blown out. They've blown out windows, holes everywhere. Where we're going to see the Soviet mosaic, of the ultimate Soviet mosaic. Our tour of this huge country is almost over, but we've got one final Soviet mosaic that I saw on Google Images that looks like the ultimate Soviet mosaic. We'll see. We're on a Soviet mosaic hunt whilst we're waiting for the bus. We've got ourselves an unexpected visit to a Soviet mosaic. Look at it. There's a soldier and a dude and some other dudes. Some Armchovskians, or whatever this town used to be called. Archovskians. Now they're called Bakhmutians. But yeah, there we go. A nice Soviet mosaic to start off our day.
Бутылочку, пожалуйста. Типа советский шампанский.
Yes?
7 копеек, САС.
О, хорошо. Советский стаканчик, давайте.
100%.
Здравствуйте. В ваш город есть большой советский мозаику. Вы не знаете, где ваш город? Это очень большой советский мозаика. Это Космонавтов, где Дом культуры. Знаете, где это находится? Никто не знает. Кто-то знает? Советский мозаика большой? Нет. Нет? Космонавтов. Looks like some old Soviet building, it must be. Guys. Wowzers, look at this place. Look at this old Soviet building, look at it. Dom Kulturi. It's the ultimate Dom Kulturi. Do you know why it's the ultimate Dom Kulturi? Because it's got the ultimate flipping Soviet mosaic. The great Soviet mosaic, look at it. Let's admire its beauty for a second. Soviet champagne, baby. So, nothing more to do but to raise my Soviet glass filled with Soviet champagne to the Ukrainians. Cheers. And it's abandoned Soviet buildings. I don't know. You tell me. Oh, what a pity. Soviet wall tiles. The life of a Soviet adventurizer. Check out how Soviet this metro carriage is. Look at the colour scheme. What the hell is happening to me today? I'm losing... Get the fuck off. I'm losing my Soviet adventurising skills. And check out the bus station. It's got a flipping Soviet chandelier. Check this out. An old Soviet mosaic of a couple of pioneers. See them playing the trumpet and the drums. Peaceful and happy children of the planet. And there's some little Ukrainian Soviet kids. Look it out. Oh, and before we leave, look at this. We've got an old Soviet kiosk. Check it out. Still left over. Check out the Soviet kiosk. Спасибо. Wow, a стаканчик. Это советский стаканчик.
Не знаю. А что вам?
Старый советский.
Ну
Вау,
да,
круто.
как я.
Хорошо, очень приятно.
Давай.
Спасибо. Wow, a real Soviet man with a Soviet glass. I don't think these nuts are Soviet. До свидания, советский человек. My Soviet friend in the old Soviet village of mosaics. Wow, got mixed. Must try harder. Hey, I like the old Soviet shop though. So, stop being pussies, get your ticket, come over and start Soviet adventurising. These are the kind of adventures you can have when you're Soviet adventurising at 7:52 in the morning. So, yeah. See you guys somewhere else, probably in a Soviet location, in a couple of weeks. Adios, amigos. Wow. Check out the old Soviet turnstiles. It's like an old Soviet metro. And an egg. And it's one of my favourite post-Soviet foods. Wow, you get anything here. Oh, bikes, Soviet bikes, bric-a-brac. Wow, a Soviet tank helmet. Сколько стоит? Спасибо вам. Wow, we bought ourselves a Soviet tank helmet. Wow, a Soviet steering wheel. Wow, все советские вещи здесь. Wow, a Soviet swing. Oh my God, this is the greatest Soviet scrapyard ever. Wow, так интересные вещи. Хочу купить много, но нету большой сумка. Wow, смотрите, a row of Soviet sinks. Oh my God, I'm in Soviet heaven. A real Soviet kettlebell. There's a Soviet toilet and a Soviet bath. Wow, i mozaiki, sowieckie mozaiki.
No, da.
What? There's a Soviet mosaic. You don't just pass a Soviet mosaic without checking it out, and we're going to go and do that. Check this out. We've got an old Soviet bloody mosaic in Nukus, underneath the Soviet hotel. Let's check it out. I'm becoming the world's greatest connoisseur on Soviet mosaics. For decades, these ships of the Soviet Union and grow vast amounts of cotton for the Soviet industry. So the first question that I'm always asked all the time is, am I a communist? Why am I so obsessed with like the former Soviet Union? What is my favourite post-Soviet salam? What is my favourite post-Soviet country? It might be Uzbekistan. The people here are legends. But I think overall my favourite post-Soviet country is either Ukraine or Russia. But basically my plan is to finish off the post-Soviet countries and then go and do something else. Bald and Bankrupt will be over, but there's hundreds, there's probably thousands of people having adventures across the former Soviet Union. I'm well aware of the privileged lifestyle, how lucky I am through this media, YouTube, to be given this opportunity to visit the former 15 Soviet republics and, you know, achieve that kind of dream that I've had since I was a young kid. Look, this is what the Soviets did. Soviet hottie, 1986, Agonyok. That's Soviet man. He looks very Soviet. And a Soviet crossword. Should we try and do it? What's one? I've got no idea. Look what I found. Soviet COVID vaccine. Finally, I'll be cured. A Soviet lamp from a hospital. And here, oh, it's where they used to give birth. Oh my God. I bet that's seen some things in its time. And here we have a Soviet vagina. Oh, interesting. Never saw one of those before. Soviet bedpans. Look at them. You want to go and do a dump in the Soviet times, then you came and you got your plastic. Oh, they still smell of poo. Reminds me of Serbia. Flipping heck.
1941. Oh.
Oh dear. There goes a part of a Soviet person. That's what life was like in Soviet Pripyat when things were normal. A Soviet bin. Look at it. Put your rubbish in, then you tip it to empty it out, and now we've just got some little plants growing out of it. Look at that. Soviet bin. Beautiful. I see Soviet cosmonauts. Just think, this is where the Soviet... okay, you know the story. The old phone boxes of Pripyat, where Soviets used to come and they used to make phone calls, order pizza. So you say, okay, me old Soviet glass. Yes, it is, good. Let's just have a little appreciation of what we can see so far. At the end, there's a big old Soviet building. You can imagine in old Soviet times. And so in two cities in the former Soviet Union, children's play park, as you can see, still the same from Soviet times, a photo album from 1983 showing the wondrousness of Soviet Kryvyi Rih. Well, Kryvyi Rih is no longer Soviet. Let's see if we can't find some old Soviet treasures. Join me as we head now to the bus station and begin our journey to Soviet Kryvyi Rih. We gotta catch this tram or we'll miss the bus to Soviet Kryvyi Rih! When you're on the streets of the former Soviet Union, if you've not had a kvass from a street vendor in the former Soviet Union, you've not really visited the former Soviet Union. Alright, we've got a ticket to old Soviet Kryvyi Rih. Well, this is my yellow bus to old Soviet Kryvyi Rih. Look what we found already. We've only just arrived in old Kryvyi Rih, and we've already found some old Soviet mosaic type thing. The Kryvyi Rihians of the Soviet past. Check this place out. Funky old Soviet hotel. Wow. We've gone back to Soviet times. Right then, let's begin the old adventure for Soviet treasures. Now, to find the Soviet treasures, I think we need a Soviet man. I'd have to spend the most effort finding the different Soviet things. Kryvyi Rihians, how do you do it every day? Spending 3 hours in a trolley bus just to get to work. It is kind of pretty though. I do like the old Soviet architecture we have here. Check it out, the old Soviet apartment buildings. I'd just walk up to him, I'd say, Jedushka, please show me the old Soviet delights. And he'd say, jump in, young man. We found our first place from the Soviet book. But there you go, there's the theatre in the book, the Soviet theatre, with the Soviet families walking past. And there's the Soviet theatre in Ukraine, with a nice Ukrainian lady walking past. And up there you can still see some of the old Soviet stuff. There you go, the first one ticked off the book. Not the most exciting one, but there you go. Soviet theatre in the book. Kryvyi Rih Soviet theatre in real life. In this part of Ukraine, it's a little bit more Soviet mentality, you could say. Pravda meaning truth, being the newspaper of the Soviet Union. The white building, we're on that bridge there, and there's the building up ahead. Do you see it? The old Soviet building. It's still here. Wow, the Soviet building is still here. Can you see it? It's really difficult. I haven't planned this out. I need an editor to do this stuff for me. But there's the old Soviet building, the river, the bridge that we're on right now. You see it? And there's the actual thing in real life. You can imagine all the Soviets here in the past having a little swim. 1956, Soviet building. Guys, look what we've discovered by chance. The old Soviet post office. Check it out. And nothing has really changed. Look, we've got the old Soviet post box here, which is in the picture. Here before were some yellow telephone boxes in Soviet times. Now there's just an old Chevrolet. And here we have the hammer and sickle above the door of the old Soviet post office. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, that's what it looked like in Soviet times. Just gives it a nice brutal vibe, a nice brutal Soviet vibe that I kind of like. Of all the things I was most excited about seeing here in Kryvyi Rih, it was the old Soviet Children's Theatre. It's not Soviet, but look what I found on the billboard. An old poster all ripped and torn. That's advertising Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Well, here we are at the old Soviet circus of Kryvyi Rih, whatever you want to call it. In the Soviet circus of Kryvyi Rih or Kryvyi Rih. We've made it to the very last Soviet monument. Put aside the old lung cancer you're inevitably going to get if you spend too long here. It's been all right. Some nice Soviet monuments, some nice parks. That's it. From old Soviet and post-Soviet Kryvyi Rih. What do you think about that?
I feel like there's tiles.
He's not a Soviet aficionado like us, is he? Get out of here.
What's the story behind these tiles?
They're Soviet, Johnny. What more do you want? Welcome to ancient and Soviet Pereyaslav.
Kharkiv, yeah, the ancient, it's the old Soviet capital of Ukraine at one point. Anyway,
Okay.
But I like the sign, the old Soviet sign.
Yeah.
There are nice cars in Ukraine and Soviet countries, but I always like to show the larders. Hey, what are you trying to say? I'm trying to make a bad image of Ukraine? How dare you? Portray it as a Soviet hellhole? I showed my lack of knowledge of Soviet and Russian writers. America is terrifying. I will say that. It's like people say, "What's the most like scared you've been?" Expecting me to say some dodgy part of the former Soviet Union or Bolivian narco village, and no, downtown Memphis.
Do you think it's going to attract the village hotties or babushkas? I've gone for a nice Soviet green colour. What have you got against babushkas?
Everything.
You don't like Soviet tiles, you don't like babushkas. What's he doing on this channel? Wow, look at this. Oh my God, check out this place. Look at the old Soviet mural in the top there. I'm predicting some Sovietness on our adventurising adventures. Wow. Ooh, gone all like fuzzy inside with the thought of it all. Feel the Soviet wood. We've got some random Vikings. There's actual bloody Vikings on the mural. That's not Soviet. That's a Viking mural. Now, if you know your history of Soviet history. And this is old Belazina. Downtown Belazina. Check it out. You've got some old Soviet buses. You've got some old Soviet people. I like it. Bye-bye, random Soviet town with potted plants in your railway station. Having a Olivia salad. A Soviet salad. Not very Soviet, is it? They bloody done it up. I can imagine back in the day it kind of was Soviet, but not so much now. Perm 36, which was a gulag which housed political prisoners back in Soviet times, is the only preserved gulag in the entirety of the former Soviet Union. They became very popular in the Soviet times. And here's an old Soviet bin. Anyway, us Soviet adventurisers, we don't let moments like this get us down. It is rather beautiful, old Soviet bus stop. Look at those curves though. Oh my God, so sexy. Soviet. You see, things always work out in the end when you're Soviet adventurising. I want to show you what my breakfast is 6 days out of 7. on trips across the former Soviet Union. Prisoners will have been sent here from all over the former Soviet Union. In the early 90s, just after the collapse of the Soviet Union, an old Soviet train. We're going to have to put in some legwork, but look at the Soviet architecture of old Yekaterinburg. Look at it, the workers standing on their plinths, the giant red star of the Soviet Union up above. Soviet hotel. Check it out, Soviet Tiger. Sold me a Tomsk beer and said, would you like to open it with an old Soviet bottle opener? I was like, flipping heck, has she seen the channel? Of course I would, let's try. Soviet bottle opener. Check out what greets us in old Taishet. Golden Lenin. The Soviet Union never ended in Taishet. In the 1970s, with the Soviet economy stagnating, before the Soviet Revolution, the Soviet government spent billions of rubles building the Bald Railway. And what was supposed to enrich the Soviet economy almost bankrupted it. This is going to be one of the most fascinating trips I've ever taken in the former Soviet Union. Wow, what a great shop here in old Vivirovka or whatever it's called. We've got doshirak, Soviet lemonade, and this. Wait, возьмите, пожалуйста, деньги. Спасибо. Check out old Soviet Severobaykalsk railway station. Маленькие советские комнаты. Спасибо вам большое. Why stay in hotels when we can stay in flipping Soviet railway stations for a tenner a night? And what a Soviet railway station is, let me tell you about it. Russian city or a former Soviet city would be called Kirov or Lenin, communism, the old Soviet shopping centre. And that's because, as I said before, people came from all over the former Soviet Union, all the republics and other communist countries. I don't think there's any country in the world that likes a palm tree, quite like the Russians, or probably the Soviets. The old Soviet Arboretum here in Severobaykalsk. Wow, even got a pond. It was also built to protect the nation, the Soviet Union. In the 1960s, China and the Soviet Union fell out, thus cutting off the eastern seaboard. And hence the Soviet government decided to build a railway. Let's check out a Soviet library, built by Muscovites. Because they weren't just legends, they were Soviet legends. Let's get a taxi to that village and go exploring some old Soviet buildings. Ooh, interesting. Right then, let's check out a little village shop here in Russia. Ooh, Soviet. And these are the Soviet apartments of little Blagoveshchensk village. Soviet adventurizing with a giant tin of Baltica 7. Wow, this is what dreams are made of, ladies and gentlemen. A nice old Soviet cupboard. And some lovely Soviet wallpaper. Wow. Soviet army boot. Soviet toilets. Or military bases that just lie abandoned all over Russia, the former Soviet Union. There must be hundreds, if not thousands, all over the former Soviet Union. Not every adventurizing adventure has to be Soviet. Dobry dzień. Prosim was, gdzie jest sowieckie miasto? Wow, this town that was a former Soviet army base. Nothing about Stalin or Lenin. But anyway, there, can you see it up there? Still after all these years. That's been there since, well, at least since 1991, when the Soviet soldiers packed up and left all their bases in Central Europe. Everything in this town was built for the Soviet military. Look, the Red Star. But anyway, 1983, built by the Soviets, this building. And then just abandoned in 91 when the Soviets packed up, literally overnight, and got the hell out of town, heading back to their Soviet republics. Lithuania, a nation that has done more than most post-Soviet independence to remove any traces of its communist past. You'll be very hard-pressed to find a Soviet statue, a hammer and sickle, or a Soviet mosaic in this country. And that's not surprising when you think about how many of the Lithuanian people were persecuted and exiled under the Soviet occupation. The Pripyat of Lithuania, where I've been told lies the last Soviet mosaic in Lithuania. That might not be true. But anyway, I thought we'd jump on a train, head north and see if we can't find this Soviet mosaic. Join me on a trip in search of the Soviet mosaic of Visaginas. What? I'm on my way to Visaginas to check out a Soviet mosaic.
Well, you're alive, yeah?
I'm alive. Do you want to join me?
Yeah, I'm going to head back to Ukraine.
No, come with me to the mosaic. You're on the train. Let's go and check out a Soviet mosaic. Are we doing it? Nothing Soviet at all, which is worrying because we're going to be looking for Soviet stuff today, but look how nice those little wooden houses are. When the Soviets occupied Lithuania in the 1940s, they harassed and harried and attacked the Soviets all the way until 1956. So many armies have passed through here. It wasn't just the Soviets who invaded Lithuania, which is the newest city or town in all of Lithuania. That's because it was built in 1975 by the Soviets to house the workers for the nuclear power plant down the road. So let's go and see what's left of old Soviet Visaginas. Or you can go this way and explore the Soviet wonders of Visaginas. Should we go that way?
Let's go for a swim.
Let's go and look for the last Soviet mosaic of Lithuania. Wow. These apartment buildings that we're walking past, the old Soviet ones, a lot of them you can see are just empty. And I suppose that's because, well, when Lithuania gained independence from the Soviet Union, a lot of the guest workers, the Russians that had come here to work in the power plant, simply packed up and went back home. Look at them up here. I don't know why anyone would want to leave Visaginas. A little Soviet bimbo toy. Wow. Oh my God, look, Stalin, Lenin. That's the greatest t-shirt I've ever seen.
You know who drew this?
It's a Soviet Hell's Angel. Wow. The Soviet Auditorium. Oh, there's a Soviet flagpole. Еще красивее. Советский город. Это как советский?
Да, да.
Настоящий?
Настоящий.
Wow, 2 rubles, 50 kopecks. They still weigh their things here in Visaginas in a Soviet weighing thing. Wow, look at the old Soviet door. Oh, is it open? Oh no. We've come to the Biblioteca of Visaginas.
And they have, I'm excited. Oh my God.
He's excited. Finally, I've got him excited about something Soviet.
They actually have a VR headset here in
Get out the way. Look what we found here in Visaginas. An old Soviet mosaic just randomly on the wall here in the Biblioteca. The last Soviet mosaic, apart from the one in the library, the last Soviet mosaic in old Lithuania is somewhere up these steps. The Soviet steps of Visaginas. Oh! What's happened? Have you pulled your hamstring?
I have to crawl up this.
Of all the places I've been in the former Soviet Union, this town has some of the strangest atmosphere. It's we're in Lithuania, a country that has really thrown off as much of its Soviet shackles and past and architecture as it could. But here, well, the Soviet Union, to all intents and purposes, still kind of exists, or at least it feels like it does. What do you reckon, Johnny?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially compared to Vilnius, where you see nothing Soviet left.
Whereas here, the people, everything, the architecture, the language, it's all pretty Soviet. I smell mosaics. I have a feeling that just around this corner we are going to find the last Soviet mosaic, apart from that one in the library, in all of Lithuania, possibly. Look here above the Vinoteca, the wine store, the great Soviet mosaic of... Where are we? I've said it 1,000 times. Where are we? Visaginas.
Visaginas.
Of Visaginas, on the side of an apartment building in lovely Soviet Visaginas. Wowzers. Gibbon ain't a man to be messing around with. This guy is someone who lived through the 80s and the 90s, served in Soviet prisons and Lithuanian prisons.
I know.
We're in a
we want like
Soviet
2
apartment
euros.
here in Lithuania, and they said there was nothing Soviet left in Lithuania.
Это настоящий
Да,
старый, настоящий
да.
старый флаг. Ну это просто как
It's illegal to show this flag now in Lithuania because we're post-Soviet, but Gibbon has it in his apartment here, hidden in the sofa.
Wow, these guys are just they give me all the Soviet presents. How am I going to get through customs and X-ray?
To bring luck onto our journey, we're going to rub old Golden Lenin's head here in Taishet. Bring me luck, Lenin. Cheers.